The thin morning fog hung like a curtain over Beijing International Airport. The air was still biting cold, and the monotonous, uninteresting announcements of departures echoed repeatedly, until they appeared. Like two silhouettes from different worlds, Lei and Zhao Lusi walked side by side into the international terminal. There were no crowds of fans, no crew, no managers clinging tightly as usual. Just two figures who usually shone on the screen, now united in the real world, in a deafening silence. Their steps were quick, but not hurried. As if they already knew where to go, as if they had planned this long ago. Lei wore a dark hoodie, sunglasses, and a mask. Zhao Lusi opted for a casual style with a thick jacket and a knitted hat covering part of her face. But who could truly hide the aura of celebrities of their caliber? Some passengers began to turn their heads. A few smartphone cameras started to point their lenses. Then the whispers spread, like a small fire in a dry field. It's Lei and Zhao Lusi. Together? Not a filming, not a press conference, not an award ceremony either. Their destination? Paris, the city of love. A city that holds thousands of secret stories, and now, perhaps, the backdrop for a new story we've never heard before. But what's the reason behind this sudden departure? What could make two superstars with super busy schedules suddenly decide to go to another continent? Just the two of them. The question hung in the air, waiting for an answer. But they gave no clues. Not a single word was spoken. Even when an airport staff member who recognized them asked, "Is this for filming?" Lei only gave a faint smile and a polite nod, without offering an explanation. Zhao Lusi remained silent, her hands clutching the boarding pass tightly, as if hiding her heartbeat, which was racing faster than usual. And anyone who had witnessed their chemistry on screen knew that the two were not just a visually compatible couple. There was something deeper, something that had always been felt but never acknowledged. From drama to drama, from red carpet to variety show, Lei and Zhao Lusi always managed to create an illusion so real that people struggled to distinguish between acting and reality. Was this an ordinary journey? Or was there something hidden? Could this be the beginning of a new chapter in their story, one that fans had only dared to whisper about in comment sections and fan forums? A few hours later, a photo surfaced on social media. Blurry, taken from a distance, but clear enough. Lei and Zhao Lusi sitting side by side in the business class lounge. They spoke softly, occasionally laughing. They didn't look like a couple forced together for promotions or work contracts. There was a tenderness that was hard to hide. There was a comfort born from an unforced connection. Speculation erupted. Was this a soft launch of their relationship? Were they daring to defy the entertainment industry's tendency to suppress the romance of its stars? Or was this part of something bigger, a secret film, perhaps? But if it was for a project, why was there no crew? Why was it so quiet? By midday, the hashtag Lei Zhao Lusi to Paris was trending across various platforms. Fans from around the world flooded timelines with a mix of excitement and confusion. Are they finally together? Wrote one netizen. Please don't prank us again, said another. But the most common response was, if this is real, we support them wholeheartedly. As usual, the management of both artists remained silent. No statements, no clarifications. Even their official accounts seemed frozen, posting no updates, as if everything was designed to let the mystery grow and burn. On the other side of the world, paparazzi cameras in Paris were already ready. They knew, if Lei and Zhao Lusi really arrived there, every move they made would be hunted down. But do they care? Or is this part of their plan? An indirect confession wrapped in a quiet yet meaningful journey. Imagine them walking along the Seine River, or standing side by side under the Eiffel Tower. In silence, they speak more than 1,000 words. Is this just fan speculation that's too hopeful? Or a reality that's been deliberately kept behind the scenes? A source revealed that Lei had requested 2 days off from his filming schedule, without explaining the reason. Meanwhile, Zhao Lusi reportedly turned down 2 variety show offers due to personal reasons. 2 small pieces that suddenly became part of this still mysterious puzzle. And just like the love stories and the dramas they star in, everything feels too perfect to be a coincidence. Two young stars at the peak of their careers, undeniable chemistry, and now, Paris. There are too many signs to be considered an ordinary trip. However, one thing is certain. Lei and Zhao Lusi have caused a stir, not with statements, not with clarifications, but with their presence. Quietly but powerfully. Simply but with a huge impact. And perhaps that is where their strength lies. In the meaningful silence. In the journey that needs no explanation. In the gaze that speaks volumes more than thousands of netizens' comments. That afternoon, the plane carrying them landed at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. No lavish welcome. No luxury cars to pick them up. Just two people pulling their own luggage, exiting the terminal with light steps. The weather in Paris that day was slightly overcast, as if hanging a secret in the gray sky. But it was precisely in that gray that their story stood out even more, like a splash of red in a black and white painting. Some fans living in Paris began sharing short videos. They saw Lei and Zhao Lusi walking along Rue de Rivoli. The two of them, without rushing, like an ordinary tourist couple. In one recording, Zhao Lusi was seen laughing as Lei pointed at something in a shop window. There was no script. There was no director guiding them. It was just a spontaneous moment that felt so real, and for a moment, the world seemed to stop to watch it. But like two poles of a magnet, attention and mystery always come hand in hand. Some gossip media began speculating that this was their attempt to test the waters, to gauge how the public would react if they ever revealed their true relationship. Others believed it was simply an agency's trick to create buzz ahead of a major project. However, the theory most fans cling to is the simplest. They truly love each other and are tired of hiding. A local journalist even wrote an opinion piece. Even in a city as beautiful as Paris, love can feel more majestic when witnessed through the window of a small cafe. Lei and Zhao Lusi, if they are indeed in love, then this is no ordinary story. It is a poem walking along the sidewalk. At night, another photo resurfaced. This time it was sharper, more intimate. They were sitting by the river, holding a cup of coffee in their hands and a small blanket covering their legs. No one spoke, but Zhao Lusi leaned lightly on Lei's shoulder. The world seemed to hold its breath. No filters, no spotlights, only the sincerity of their togetherness, piercing through the screen. And in the hearts of the fans, a quiet hope began to grow. That this story wouldn't end like the dramas they starred in. That they would go beyond their roles, writing their own real-life story, without a script, without boundaries. Because sometimes, true love doesn't need recognition. It simply exists seen in the way two people gaze at each other in silence. Perhaps one day, they will tell their story. Perhaps one day, everything will become clear. But for now, Paris bears witness. And we all can only wait, speculate, and quietly hope that this story is not just sensational news, but the beginning of something real. So, what exactly happened between Lei and Zhao Lusi in Paris? Perhaps we will never know for sure. But like the best stories in life, sometimes the mystery itself is part of its beauty. And for those who believe in love, or simply enjoy speculating, this journey is not just a vacation. It is the opening chapter of something greater, or perhaps the end of a story that has only dared to exist in the world of fiction.